You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
I'm talking about shout it going crazy. People going crazy in them motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it's nothing. Nothing about a woman on the bed. Man made the car. Man made the train to carry the heavy load. Man made the electrolyte to kick us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water like the 7-no-meter. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. And man makes them happy because man makes them dark. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man
I really do. Okay. And then the sad part about it is that they will come up there and they will try to put this type of philosophy, this type of ignorance, this type of self-hatred on those who do not feel that way. You see, so this is wrong. In other words, you got acts that are wrong against statutes, like in a so-called court of law, you know, these kangaroo courts. Then you have acts that are wrong within themselves, like the Tulsa Race Riot, like the situation that happened with Emmett Till, like the situation that happened with George Floyd, like the situation that happened with Rodney King, like the situation that happened with Eula Love, like the situation that happened with Sandra Bland, like the situation that happened with Breonna Taylor, and the list just goes on and on and on. But here it is election time. Here's a black politician. Y'all the boss. You the boss. Oh, I just love you, boss. Okay, so what is it going to take, black family, to get up out of that mindset? I'm out of answers. Okay, so somebody enlighten me. Maybe senility is starting to set in on me. Okay, but somebody tell me something.
Well, I'd like to help you with something if you'll allow me to.
Sarge, I'm going to tell you something. Our eject button is ready, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't
I know it is, and I'm fully expecting.
Okay,
yeah,
Sarge,
I'm already prepared. Yeah, I'm already prepared for the fact you're going to hit that button. But before you hit the button, just let me say one thing that you made as a statement of fact that is simply not true. Doesn't matter what you think about this issue. You said something that is not true.
Okay, come on.
Now, the Oklahoma, wait a minute now, let me explain it. The Oklahoma Supreme Court dismissed this suit with extreme prejudice, but that has no bearing whatsoever about anyone who wants to make an appeal to a federal appellate court to include the Supreme Court if there is a constitutional issue involved. You understand that?
Yes, there's a whole lot of constitutional amendments involved.
It only affects the Oklahoma courts. So as a matter of fact, what you said is not correct.
Okay, Sarge, come on with it.
See, I'm here to set you straight. Despite the fact you want to bluster and you want to bloviate and you want to narrate, I'm trying to give you some facts about things like this so you can then tailor your tactics to the facts and the law. You understand what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do. I want you to think about what I'm about to say for a minute. Just forget whether I favor, wait a minute. Just forget whether I favor this decision or not. Because what I'm about to tell you has nothing to do with whether I am in favor of the decision or against it. I am telling you, it is exactly what I expected this judge to rule on. It is precisely what I expected to do because he is bound by precedent and the law. That's exactly what I thought he was going to say. And it has nothing to do with whether I think the situation is just Because I do believe there's a way to get reparations for this, but not through the courts. I told you 1,000 times, you're not going to get it through the courts. It's just not going to happen.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
there's a way, though. There is a way, but not this way. It's not going to be done. All right, it's like I said, the same way those grifters and Black Lives Matter did it, but this time in search of a more noble cause, by appealing to a sense of guilt of white liberals particularly, but any white person who is moved by the moral demand and the moral imperative of setting right or wrong with their own money, not with the taxpayers' money. You understand? That's the way to do it. You gotta keep reaching out. See, I know it may sound like, well, I don't think we need it big. We need to make the government pay. Well, the government is bound by the law, precedent, and rules. It ain't gonna happen in the courts.
Okay, because they
Now you might have a chance at the federal appellate level. I'm not saying it's impossible. You can try the federal appeals court because, like I said, the Oklahoma Supreme Court cannot bind any federal appeals court on any matter of constitutionality. So you got the federal chain of appeals to go the district court, then the next higher federal court, and then finally the Supreme Court. That's 3 layers of appeals you got to go through if you don't succeed in any one of the ones along the way. And in the meantime, the amount of time it's going to take, these survivors are surely going to pass away. And all that time. Now, ain't got about a few more years left.
Okay, Sarge. That's exactly the tactic on it is. But however, their descendants have a right to this compensation, Sarge. Would you be a black man? You have a right to this compensation.
No, not for Tulsa. I have no family members that I know of. I got some family members that lived in the Texas, Oklahoma area, but I don't think I have any family members that were involved in Tulsa. So I couldn't. That would be unseemly to make a claim like that, to try to appropriate the sufferings of others for my own benefit, and that none of my ancestors were directly involved in it, to my knowledge anyway. And I got a pretty good knowledge of my family right up through the middle of the 19th century.
Okay, Sarge, check this out. Listen to me very carefully when I tell you this, okay? Our chat room, ladies and gentlemen, is open for hate mail. Okay, we got 301 there. They have their hand up. I'm going to unmute their mic. Okay, and 301. Okay,
right,
I think I know.
I'm giving mine to Akbar. Go ahead, Akbar.
Yes, we can add a few elements of substance to the argument, especially isolate Oklahoma. Now, how many of you have actually been to the state of Oklahoma?
I've been through Oklahoma. I visited the Black Wall Street. Yes, sir. I've been through there and I visited it, and listening to the wind and hearing the wind. You know, I hear the ancestors' cries. I hear the injustice. I felt that terror of them white racists doing that. And you want to know something too, Akbar? Now, Sarge could say about this here, right? You got some people, man, who go out and commit mass murder, and then they get some type of sexual gratification from it. See, this is the sick part, okay? Like how they were lynch a black man and cut off his private parts and put it in his mouth, like how they would rape black women and what have you. But what does that old she-devil want to do? Just like what caused this Tulsa Race Riot, just like what caused the death of Emmett Till. Oh, with that NGR.
Can Akbar finish speaking, please?
Yeah, I want to give you a little stuff.
Go ahead, Akbar.
We have had the Black Panther Party and my network associates and my staff have led 7 delegations to Oklahoma, to Tulsa and to Oklahoma City, doing a thorough investigation on the state. And this has been orchestrated. I mean, everybody sit down, somebody might fall with it. But Dr. Cornell West is from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he gave us the keys to unlocking the mysteries that there were previously in Oklahoma, especially Tulsa. And I'm saying to you, straight up, that they gave us 300 on a massacre in Tulsa, 1921 massacre. But our staff have now uncovered well over 3,000
people who were massacred in association with that particular massacre, which matches the massacre in Tanzania in Africa, which you call South Africa, we call it Zimbabwe. What you call Africa, we call Feeble Land. But now to go back to the record, we are appealing now to bring this broad stroke to all of the local and city councils where our people are in Oklahoma, and bring it to the county board level. You go to Tulsa, then you go to Tulsa County as well, and then broaden it to the state and put your stuff in place, just like they're putting up that Juneteenth. You read what Hobart, excuse me, I'm so sorry, what Joseph Harbite has signed the Juneteenth bill, and then he got one that leads to the Emmett Till. He's got two. So if you happen to Google and read what Joe Biden wrote on Juneteenth, now, and they guys said, now we built the nation. Now we must hold their testicles accountable for our compensation. We must have, you must self-compensate. I hear you, sir. I hear you, sir. I hear you, sir. Well, you sound as happy as Goldilocks stuck in the boot cap over that decision came just like I wanted, just like I figured, just like, no, we have to do self-determination and turn this whole dynamic around. And we're in the mix. There's a National Reparations Committee, a National Reparations Convention. There's Tariq Nasheed. There's all those people gathered for Juneteenth. We're going to erect the red, black, and green, the RBG, with Bloodland and the people flag up to superimpose even over. They know it goes over the old stars and stripes symbolical of the 50 states, including the colonizers, the 13 colony states that were self-determined to hold slaves. You have to be willing to free yourself. Go after 1,000, brothers and sisters. It's your wide open. The ball is in our court. And we have to bring our MJ game, meaning Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson game, to the best of our ability, to use the best of our socialism and politics to turn this thing all the way around. And
not only do we have to use our politics altogether, we have to go back to inside of ourselves. What makes them greater than you are? And you're a melanin. You have to understand that when the world was created, it was created. The original man and the original women are white. Okay? These people you turn around and you listen to, and they tell you everything else, and you have no discussion on whatever, and we sit back and we wait for it. Wait for what? They already lied to you over and over again. They never created nothing. We can go back in our history and show you how the black man and the black woman create everything, even when it comes to the shoes of your feet.
And it's lots of
that is true, Sister Anaya.
Lots of wiggle room.
But what needs to be done?
Lots of room to work at Oklahoma City and at Tulsa, but you got to be willing to work. And there are lots of willing workers. There are prominent black people all over Oklahoma City, all over Tulsa, that's willing to go to work. But you got to go in and get to guide and direct them to a successful outcome for the referendum. They know that there are enough of us in Virginia. We made a black governor. They said, well, no white folks work for a black governor. But I went door to door with self-determination, and others started going door to door with self-determination and got the black governor. We can do the same thing. And Governor
Westmore in Maryland turned around and released a pardon 175,000 people out of jail. I bet you that's the only time in history that you will hear of someone getting pardoned 175,000 in Maryland alone. Come on now. We're not even looking at the power of the black man and the black woman. We're not looking at that at all.
Thank you, Jesus. That's real talk. And you just have to hold on to your self-determination. Stop holding on.
Oh, that's church right there.
Get on board with the strong committee, man. With the
church.
Don't tell us what the white man is always told. We got the report. Most of the reports you give us is update on the white man. We want to use our self-determination to check this fact. Don't you know that we have our own? In the Valley of the Dead Dry Bones, right? And he appealed to the dead dry bones. He appealed to it until he saw the bone move. He saw the move. He preached harder and said, "Speak." He caused the dead dry bones to speak. When they were speaking, they've organized. When he organized those more Borderman unity, and he raised the army out of those dead dry bones, and he checked those people on the countryside, and then he met with the Pharaoh, and it did all the dead dry bones, the valley dead dry bones.
That's right.
Israel defeated the Pharaoh of the time. I'm telling you, you can defeat the Pharaoh this time if you use the same pressure. Use your
Well, when he said generals, he ain't talking about the Kemetic brothers and sisters. Get that straight. Because the capital at one time was Kemet. That's like D.C. is the capital of the United States. Kemet was the capital of the world. So that's a whole nother thing when he's talking about the pharaoh. Okay, go ahead, brother.
I tell you what, I want your energy, Sarge. I want you to go with me to put if he puts Emmett Till opposite of the Juneteenth bill, I tell you what, let's put Louis Till. Let's put Daniel Alfred Till. Let's put Daniel Alfred Till. Get us committed to force Biden and whoever else might be in charge around here on the issue of Louis Till, who deserves just a plaque and a memorial, just like Emmett Till's plaque and memorial. Just like we got
10 years prior to Emmett Till being killed, they killed his father in Germany.
Look at Louis Till.
Louis Till.
Oh, my. And the government in Italy and the government in the United States, they have co-conspired to suppress the name Louis Till. Look at all those story after story, documentary after documentary. Emmett Till. Where's the plaque on Louis Till, the real black revolutionary? The real hero of Illinois.
And he was also a boxer.
And they slammed him down, and they punished him. That's like you say, like in Tulsa. They tarred and feathered him and punished him, and then they lynched him.
Yeah, they lynched him.
Dog. That's how they did Louis Till, like they did Muammar Gaddafi and Saddam and Osama and many other actors. They are Keeble-Land, huh?
Yeah.
Get our Keeble-Land back in. You can get it. Get the adapter. Get your CC and adapter concept. Go to work.
Okay. May I say something here, please?
Yes,
go ahead, Sarge.
Go to work. Come on.
Okay. Now look, I'm a nuts and bolts kind of guy. You understand? I'm a mechanic. I work at solving problems. I do construction, carpentry, and stuff like that. I have to look, when I look at things, I look at it from a practical basis. How do I go about accomplishing this objective and this goal? That's what I do. That's the way I operate. I live in the real world with what is possible with the resources I have that are available. And that is the way I look at it. I will leave others with the inspiration. Me, I'm looking at nuts and bolts, and how do I put them together? Now, let me just say something. Okay? Now, we're starting to lose focus when we bring up the issue of Louis Till, because Louis Till was tried at a court-martial, and he was convicted of the rape and murder. He was, let me finish, please. Let me finish. All right, let me finish.
Finish,
For God's sake. He was convicted at a court-martial for the rape and murder of 2 Italian women. Now, wait a minute before you go on and start saying that court-martial was illegitimate and they railroaded the man and they lynched him. Maybe they did. But wait a minute. Let me finish. Let me finish, please.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarge.
Now, maybe
Okay, hold on, sister. Let Sarge finish.
Yeah, please. First of all, over 200 members of the armed forces, white and black, were convicted of rape and murder during World War II and hanged, because it was common for people in that era to be convicted when they were convicted of rape, particularly under the Articles of War, which is what they were convicted under. It was common after they were convicted by a military court-martial to hang them. 200 members of the armed forces, most of them were white. All right, ma'am, please. One thing at a time. Wait a minute. One thing at a time. Please.
Sarge, I think the sister got a point.
One thing at a
don't
time.
blow a gasket, Sarge.
All right, wait a minute. Let me finish.
Sarge,
Hey, will you let me finish my point? Now, if you're going to tell me, all right, sure. All right, look,
annihilate. Okay, let Sarge finish, because the only thing Sarge is doing is putting himself into a corner, because I got something for Sarge.
Look, hey, I have studied the Lewis Till case with the available information. That's a big. Oh, please, man, don't tell me what I haven't done. How in the hell do you know what I've done? How in the hell do you know?
Okay, Sarge, don't.
Wait a minute, now she's telling me what I've done.
Okay, Sarge.
Now she's going to tell me what I've done. How the hell does she know? Jesus Christ! Hey, are you the all-seeing eye? And you gonna tell me I ain't done no study now?
Are you eating chitlins? Are you eating chitlins? Are you still eating pork?
Man, will you let me finish?
Okay, boy.
Jesus Christ! Quit running your mouth and listen for a minute. Shut your mouth and open your ears.
Okay, Anaya. Okay, Sister Anaya, let Sarge finish, because Sarge is backing himself up into a corner real bad.
I ain't worried about a damn thing. As long as I can speak, nobody can best me. All right, one more time. One more. See, here she goes again. Here she goes again.
Stop it.
Okay.
All right, I'll just sit back. Like I said, the referee ain't letting me touch. Hey, the referee's not letting me touch.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, break. Okay.
The brothers in the Black Panther Party gonna set this record straight. You ain't got nothing to say. Why, cry to your mom.
Okay, Sister Naya. Okay, easy, champ, easy. Okay, Sarge, don't hang up. We're gonna unmute your mic. Okay, but tell me, Sarge, why should I, as a black man in America, or as Brother Che say, a foundational black American? Okay, so Brother Che, I'm using the term, common term, as a black man in America. You know, as per my generation. Sarge. Huh?
We're freedmen.
Okay, freedmen. Okay. Now, Sarge, please explain to me why, as a black man in America, okay, or as Brother Che say, foundational black American, or what have you, why should I sit up here and forgive white folk for the atrocities that they committed against us? I'm going to unmute your mic, Sarge. Sit back, breathe, champ. You know what I'm saying? Okay, have your corner, man. Throw some water on you with the sponge, man, to bring you back. Okay, you know, it works. Okay. All right, Sarge. Now,
all right, one more time. One more time. I have you hear me all the time, Shabaka. I don't ever tell anybody what I expect them to forgive or not to forgive. That's not my place. I am not here to tell you who you will decide or not decide to forgive. That is not my place. My place here is to tell you what I think and to share with you my knowledge of historical events, cultural events, and moral philosophy. See, she's already starting. See how quick that was?
Okay, hold on.
I've been talking for 15 seconds.
Forgive.
Okay.
Does the mute button only work for me? The mute button only work for me?
Could I do what for you, Sarge?
I said, does the mute button only work for me?
No, Sarge, it doesn't. I even mute myself.
I would respectfully request that you use it on this person who continually interrupts me when I speak for 10 seconds.
Okay, Sarge, relax, man. Don't blow a gasket, man. We all know you're tough.
All right, so again, Shabaka, it is not my place to tell you who to forgive. That's up to you and your conscience. What I am simply telling you is the reality. I told you, I'm nuts and bolts kind of guy. Now, we're losing focus on Tulsa when you want to bring up the court-martial of Lewis Till, because there were facts that were made. There's still a transcript and a trial record of his court-martial that is available in the military archives. I have looked at it. I have looked at the testimony of his fellow soldiers. I have looked at the evidence the Army introduced him at the trial. I have looked at what his trial counsel said. So I have a reasonable basis to understand what probably went on.
Okay, Sarge. Okay,
so
now
when you tell me I don't know anything about it, that is not true.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Now, hold on. Now, Sarge. Okay, now, are you sure, Sarge, they did not use the Mark Furman techniques of interrogation?
No, I'm not sure. Of course I'm not sure of that. I'm not the one making definitive claims about anything. I'm telling you what you got to do. Wait a minute. When I'm telling you what you got to do is you got to look at the available evidence, and then you see if you can shoot holes in it. You understand?
Okay, Sarge. I already see holes in it, man.
All right, fine.
I already see holes.
All right, fine. But I think you will lose all focus if you bring up Lewis Till rather than concentrating on this verdict that just came up from the Supreme Court of Oklahoma. Ain't got nothing to do with Lewis Till.
Sister, call back in, please.
Okay, your sister and I, you ran our sister off, Sarge. You know that.
I didn't run her off. I mean, good Lord, the woman let me get word in edgeways.
Okay, we got another caller right here. Okay, and 214, we're gonna get with you right here because I'm about to back Sarge up into a corner of his hypocrisy. Sarge, that's World War I, man. They used to castrate and lynch blacks. So, okay, they used to World War II. But regardless if it was World War I, World War II, Sarge, they used to castrate and lynch black men, man, just for recreation. They used to have picnics, Sarge, which is, excuse the expression, to pick a nigga. You see what I'm saying? And to lynch them, and then they would sit out there, man, and then they would have like dinner and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? After watching somebody getting castrated and lynched, man, that there is the actions of a downright savage. You see, just like the Tulsa Race Riot, Sarge. See, this is savagery we're talking about, my man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And you know, Sarge, I can get up here and scream and yell and holler and drive up my blood pressure as well, too. I'm not going to do it today, Sarge. You know what my weapon is today on this particular, and Brother Cherry's and Sister Nye's weapon is, Sarge? Truth. And Sister Hapsat, truth. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Okay. The fact of the matter is, Sarge, is that the United States of America, rather if it's the individual states, rather if it's on a collective, like how they got this convicted felon who's running for president, they hate us, Sarge, simply because of who and what we are. They hate us, Sarge, because they cannot be us. Now, Sarge, now, brother, it's a good 89 degrees out here right now, Sarge. Okay, you know, which is kind of a break in the heat. And you and I, Sarge, along with Brother Che and along with Sister Naya and Brother Akbar, we can go out here, man, sit here, drink us some nice cool water. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to get sunburned, Sarge. Joe Gibson, the other guys, you know, who come out here, you know what I'm saying? You know, they'll get sunburned, Sarge. Don't you know, Sarge, that being a black man, is a blessing of the Almighty, brother?
Well, I don't think melanin is any protection against a fire set by arsonists during a Tulsa massacre. No matter how much melanin you got, it doesn't help you from the fire.
Okay, well, Sarge, you proved our point even more.
So why bring that up?
I just spun you around. Bing, 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 man.
No, why bring that up? That's my point. Why bring it up? All right, so here, let me say this. First of all, my father served in the 370th Infantry Regiment of the all-Negro 92nd Infantry Division as he was attacking the Gothic line in Italy. So he was in the same division that Lewis Till was in. He told me about all of this.
Okay, now,
so you're not talking to somebody who's not familiar with this.
Okay, Sarge, you're a very intelligent man. You're a very well-read man. I cannot call you ignorant, but Sarge, I think that you are selective when it comes to our people, man, getting our just due reparations.
Okay. All right.
But to
Can we go back to
Malcolm X,
Tulsa?
Sarge, forgive me for saying so, Sarge. Only thing you're doing to quote Minister Malcolm X, boss, we sit. Man,
okay, can we go back to Tulsa? Can we go back to Tulsa? Do you want us to
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We can go to Tulsa. We can go to Los Angeles, 1992. We can go to Newark, New Jersey, 1967. We can go to Chicago, 1968. Whatever floats your boat, homie.
No. I want to stick with Tulsa because I think that's worthy of discussion. I think it is. No matter what you think about it. All right, so let's deal with Tulsa. What can be done about Tulsa? Now, the Oklahoma Supreme Court has dismissed this case with prejudice. That means it cannot be revisited, at least not these specific charges, cannot be revisited by any court in the state of Oklahoma. That's out.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to find another venue for this if you want to proceed. You're not going to do it on the same grounds in any court of Oklahoma. Your next resort is to the federal appellate courts and ultimately the Supreme Court if that doesn't succeed. Now, I would suggest to you that is a quick-sided quest. It is better to go the route I suggested because I know there are people out there who might part with some money in order to assuage their guilt about it.
Okay, so. Okay, 301 has their hand up. I think I know who that is. Okay. All right, 301. Is this Sister Naya again?
All right, Akbar, you still on there?
Yeah, we're right online with that.
Yeah, 301, he's with me.
Allow me tonight.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I want to marinate on a few things here. Now, Sarge, how many times have you been to Tulsa, Oklahoma? Okay. So now,
I've been through it once, Imam.
Is it a complete investigation on Tulsa? Now,
we lost her.
You got to be wise in how you do these things. Those Supreme Court rulings, if determined to be unfair, can be overturned by the volition of the people. Because we have to serve the people of Tulsa enough to overturn it. Now, we have some inroads, some insightfulness on how to do this. But I need all of the people's support to overturn what's going on in Tulsa, to put up the peace on Lewis Field, on Daniel Alfred King, and some other people. But the Tulsa peace itself is inhumane. It's been co-signed. This is what you must understand. The U.S. government co-signed. Please get your noise real quick. The U.S. government co-signed on to the massacre itself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep, they were complicit.
First aerial bombing in military history.
And their home.
How did the United States federal government co-sign to a state action by state authority?
He didn't interrupt you when you were talking. So let him finish explaining what he was saying. Excuse me. Go ahead, Akbar.
And being that again, Black Lives Matter here, they're telling you that Black Lives don't matter, and they're not even going to give the ghost of those people who survived any form of reparation because they're telling the world this is how we could be treated. The U.S. government, what they call a great nation, would do this injustice to Black people and then expect to do a drive-by because they didn't expect you to rise up in your own volition, meaning the will of we to rise up against the government in a manner that it will correct the wrong that has been done to our people, specifically in Tulsa, on Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, but all over that region was the same dirt. It just wasn't recorded, brothers and sisters. But there are people that did record. And this is what I'm trying to put on record and on point. For those that are willing to fight against this form of tyranny today, to resurrect and correct the wrong that has been done. And it's the responsibility of the government, of Joe Biden, the governor of Oklahoma, the Supreme Court in Oklahoma, the delegates, those people that are on those city councils, those people at the head of city council. It's up to them to redirect the people and say it's a great wrong that has been done It must be corrected in order to stand on the right side of the history. I land my plane on it, but there's definitely work to be done to also Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We the people.
Well, again, I'm not saying that an act.
We also have to understand again about the bomb that was dropped. Now, Tulsa, Oklahoma was not the only place that a bomb was dropped on our people. Now, they dropped the bomb in Philadelphia. They dropped the bomb in Florida. They dropped the bomb in Tulsa. But they also dropped bombs other places because Malcolm X's parents got killed as well. And these are deadly bombs that's being dropped on us. That's what we have to go into. I know that our brothers and sisters, they into our military thing, but we have to get into our spirituality, and we have to turn around and put some voodoo on these motherfuckers, put that shit on their ass where they cannot move and stay stagnant. We have to go back to our own way history of our ancestors, and we have to do it, brothers and sisters. I know they try to say that our spirituality is evil. That's a lie. That's a lie. That is our ammunition to get rid of these motherfuckers. They know they already leaving this earth anyway. That's why they're trying to kill us. So we have to go back to that. We have to do our spirituality and put these motherfuckers down.
Okay, now Sarge, before you answer her question, and before you respond, Sarge, now keep in mind, Sarge, you know, you're one of our best sparring partners, man, to ever come on this platform. And although 95% of the time I disagree with you, Sarge, but I do give you your respect that you do stand on your square. Okay, but Sarge, what you are doing here with the Supreme Court of Oklahoma denying justice to the descendants of the victims of this, man, okay, man, I can't see it. Okay, see, this is what I tell Joe Gibson, and I noticed Joe Gibson quit calling in, which is really no great loss. Okay, by the way. Okay, but what it is, is like what Sheikah Mom has just said right here, Sheikh Akbar, like what Anaya is saying right here, like I've been telling you, Sarge, about for the last 6 years now, man. Brother, inside of every coon, inside of every integration, inside of every ass scratcher, inside of every Yassa boss is a black man dying to come out, brother. You see what I'm saying? Because this warped-ass educational system that they have right here, where they're going to sit up here and say it is appropriate to teach elementary school kids that it is appropriate for a grown-ass man to take ketchup and shove it up his nasty, funky, stinking ass and to call himself a woman, that there's an insult to womanhood. Boy, I really wish Dr. Bay was here with us tonight. Sheikah Mom, is there any way we can get Dr. Bay on the line?
I sure will. I hope you don't think I'm down with that.
Right now, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Sarge, I don't think you're that type of guy. But this society,
right, I ain't.
Okay.
Damn right I ain't.
This society, okay, but Sarge, but this society, okay, which is Eurocentric, condones this bullshit, man. It's abnormal. If anything, these individuals, man, have some very, very serious psychological issues. Okay, and I'm being real. I'm not being sarcastic or anything like that. Okay, that is an insult to womanhood. Just like with I call it with the Oklahoma State Supreme Court, what they did was a mass injustice. And then again, these justices wear dresses. So I'm starting to wonder about them. But Sarge, you could best believe if colored folk got together, man, and did this here, man, they'd be having a National Guard out there on our asses, man. You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, they did have the National Guard out there. The militia and the National Guard were summoned by the governor to respond to it. The record is clear. They were there. You know, it takes a while to get them mustered and get out there. You got to muster them. You got to get them organized, and you got to send them out there. And they got there relatively promptly.
Okay, but Sarge, did you have like a cow shit in the house go there to Tulsa, Oklahoma, was going down saying, hey, man, he wants to protect property? And the answer to that is hell no. Okay. The hypocrisy, Sarge, of white America. And this is why I embrace the spirits of our ancestors on El Kibalan or Kemet or whatever we want to call it, that continent that is south of Europe, that is due east of South America, which is due west of Asia. That continent, Sarge. Okay, that continent just right there is what I'm talking about.
Okay, just as a matter of fact, I swear, I got to answer matters of fact when you say things, because you say things that are at odds with the record. The incident happened on May the 31st. The National Guard was there after noontime on June the 1st. You understand? The governor sent the National Guard there the next day.
Mm-hmm. But
okay, so let's get that straight. Now, wait a minute. Now, wait.
But was the National Guard there, Sarge, were they protecting the property of Black-owned business people whose properties were burned down?
All right, look.
Now, the corner friend of mine, answer that question there, yes or no.
I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I can tell you this. If you wanted, wait a minute. If you want to discuss the operational details of what occurred on the day, then you ought to devote time on what ensued after the mutual combat situation between the Black veterans who went to the jail to guard the man who'd been accused of assaulting the white woman in the elevator, and the white
there we go.
It was a case of mutual combat that started it. It was mutual combat that started it.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge. Now, this is one that's going to blow you out the water, man, and I got to say it. Now, let's say that Stormy Daniels was in 1920 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Stormy Daniels, you know, your man's girlfriend or whatever, okay? And she goes up there and says, well, this Black man raped me. I'm talking about Stormy Daniels now. I'm not talking about a woman of quality. And Stormy Daniels, you welcome to call in too. Now,
all right.
And the same thing would happen too, huh, Sarge? Wouldn't it?
No. Well, it was never determined since there was no trial. How you gonna find out there wasn't a trial? We don't know.
Okay, but Sarge,
we don't know. I'm agnostic on anybody's guilt or innocence because there wasn't a trial.
Okay, but Sarge, haven't you heard me say on this podcast and on other podcasts, when it comes to the U.S. Constitution in regard to Black people, because this is why I quit speaking to your boy Pianki. Take that Constitution, man, and wipe your ass with it.
All right, wait a minute. Let's go. Okay. All right, let's go back to Tulsa. All right, can we go back to Tulsa?
I know it. Sheikah Mom knows it. Anaya knows it. Sister Hatshepsut knows it. You know who's on. You know what I'm saying?
I am telling you right now, with this kind of attitude, you are never going to win in a court of law. You are never going to win in a court of law. This can never. It'll never happen.
What
this kind of
man ever won in a damn kangaroo court of law? Come on.
All right, so why do you keep wanting to go to court with it then?
Okay, because
if you believe that.
The only thing, to show the hypocrisy of white America when it comes towards Aboriginal people. And these scratching yassa bosses, man. You know what I'm saying? And
now you're being honest.
They're sick, man. They're sick, Sarge. They are sick, man.
So let's get this straight then. Okay, let's get this straight then. So this isn't about securing reparations for the victims. It's about making a statement. Is that true? Because you just said something.
No, sir. Sarge. What it is, Sarge, is that Oklahoma State Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, the rest of these kangaroo courts does not have the best interests of Black people at heart.
I'll repeat my question.
Rather with Moors, you know what I'm saying, Sarge? Like I said, Sarge, if me, you, and Brother Che walk down there in the city of Los Angeles, and then the Lapdogs, which is a murderous organization, rolls up on us, They ain't gonna say it's Sarge from Georgia. They ain't gonna say it's Shabaka'S from Los Angeles. What they're gonna say on their radio is that we got 5 black males here, period, regardless if they're from Trinidad, South Central Los Angeles, Nigeria, the south of France, London, England. You know what I'm saying? Sarge. The point is that we're making, bro. And this is real, Sarge.
Okay.
Like
Well,
with the
I repeat my statement.
Sarge.
It sounds to me as this isn't about getting reparations. It's about making a statement about how racist and corrupt the system is.
Okay, but Sarge, reparations is due. Both at the state and
okay, but you want to go to court
level.
to get it. And then you tell me the court has no legitimacy. But you want to go to court to get it.
Sarge. Okay, Sarge, what we do, okay, this is just my suggestion, okay? See, I'm old now, Sarge. I'm not as young as I used to be, man, when we first started this podcast, okay? These are kangaroo courts. They do not have the interests of black people at heart. Now, the United Nations, because I've heard somebody say, well, we need to appeal to the United Nations, is because I think Malcolm X, before he was assassinated,
they have no jurisdiction in the matter whatsoever.
The United Nations is nothing but puppets of the U.S., man. They're
and even if they weren't, they have no jurisdiction. None.
They have no jurisdiction.
None. Zero.
Okay, so Sarge.
See, Bach, I got
so
a
let
question.
me say, yeah, go ahead, Brother Jay.
Sarge.
Yes?
What is the alternative to not suing?
Yeah, what's the alternative to court, Sarge?
Okay, it's what I said earlier. I do not believe, no matter what, are you going to get any satisfaction at any state or federal court. I just don't believe it, knowing what I know about precedent and the law. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it is extraordinarily unlikely. And again, I think the best way to go about it is to exert moral pressure and get someone to voluntarily come up with the money for the reparation. Not from the state or federal. Yeah, moral. You're making a moral case. You're raising the issue of moral outrage. Why not?
Sarge, moral pressure has been in 500 years. You're trying to.
Well, then, okay. Well, you continue with this futile quest to the courts, you'll get nowhere. I can guarantee you that. I'm certain of it.
Let's be serious. They feel white folk don't feel nothing for us. They have no feelings. We can't get anything but you can't even get a.
So then why are you bothering with the courts then?
Wait. Just hold on a sec, Sarge. Calm down. What I'm saying is, if you want to appeal to their moral compass, they don't got one.
Exactly.
We have more.
So then it's useful. So what's the point of it? Just to raise outrage? So then what is the point of this exercise? To raise outrage?
Sarge, just hear me out. Please just hear me out.
Why do we have justice, man?
Get it for the court.
Like I said, I'm nuts and bolts, man. I'm a mechanic. That's the way I think. If you see that as a flaw, then that's just the way I am. I don't think any other way.
Sarge, I'm not trying to take that from you, Sarge. What I'm trying to ask you a question, okay? Listen, what I'm asking you is, these people already, the last brother, he already died. There's 2 women left, and they're already 110 years old. Yep. If that didn't appeal to their moral fucking code of conduct, nothing ever will. Right. These people will die without having prepared.
If you believe that, then what is the point of this?
No, that's what you believe,
Sarge. No, you said it. She just said it. Why are you putting this on me?
Said that this was
she just said no moral appeal will work with them because they don't have a moral conscience. She just got through saying that.
They have a moral compass. They don't have a moral conscience.
So then what is the point of a moral appeal then?
All right. I don't mean to get you hyped up. You obviously have the right to all of this.
Look, this is almost illogical. Right now we're at the point of illogic and irrationality.
Sarge. What is illogical, Sarge? Is to go back and forth to these kangaroo courts, okay, thinking that we're going to get some type of justice. Now, the cat who I really thought of the biggest on this here, Sarge, is the dump's predecessor, Barack Obama. Because Barack Obama, when he was the president, he had the power to bring up before the U.S. Supreme Court to check out reparations. They say, why did these other groups of people figure that these tethers, as Brother Che puts in, invade your border? You see what I'm saying? Figuring that they're supposed to get houses and all that, and the people that built the United States of America off of free labor do nothing. It doesn't add up, man. That doesn't add up. Sarge, you know what that's like, Sarge? That is like you, Sarge. You come up here, man, and meet me on Las Vegas Boulevard, man, at around Tropicana. We step off into a casino, Sarge, right? You give me $1,000. I play the crap table, lose your $1,000, but then I would have the audacity to say to you that we both lost. And I would not insult your intelligence like that. So what white America does every time they come on this idiot box with Cartoon News Network, that Judge Jenny Pereiro, who belongs in jail, Gutfeld, who I would love to put my foot in his ass, okay, right. Because Gutfeld, we've hashtagged your sorry stinking ass, and you didn't come here. So that tells us we're right, and we apologize, Ms. Hepsat, but I have to speak this way, ma'am, to make a point. And already we lost 3 callers, which is fine. Okay, which is fine. Okay, but when we hit them there, yeah.
Sister Hepsat wants to say something. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
Go ahead, sister.
Just because we protest or we speak out on something that's very important, like reparations, doesn't mean that we're being an outburst.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah,
exactly, sister.
That we're practicing outbursts, and I said, why do we got to be practicing outbursts? We're just telling the truth.
Right.
Exactly. That's it there, sister has said, and I give you that there, ma'am, is because what it is, sister, is that white America does not want to come face to face with its hypocrisy. Now, if something like Stormy Daniels went up there and did what Carolyn Bryant did, or did what this white woman did down there in Tulsa, they would still go up there and say, you know, the old poor little innocent white girl, she's so perfect. And then here, black women have been violated, man, ever since that we was brought here on these slave ships. Excuse the expression, Sister Hepsat. Like Sarge, when you and I argued about that motion picture man Dingo, where the white woman told the brother, oh, well, if you don't come do it to me, I'm going to say you raped me. So he's damned if he do, damned if he don't. You see what I mean? And then this Hyde and Biden and Putin and all them, Zelensky, giving money all to them fools right there, giving all that money to Israel. But but we ain't got the money for reparations. Nobody around, you know, who's the slave and all that. Oh, shit.
Let somebody else please.
I think what you talk about, the moral outrage is curved because it's a season. It's a season now where everybody is very upset. It should be very outraged and angry. And when it comes to this particular topic, you're looking at 2 elders that are well past their age. And they should have got repaired. They should have got reparations. Everybody should have got reparations long time ago. Right. But these 2 particular ladies are the last ones, and they're holding out on purpose to let them just end and let them pass on without making them whole. And if you listen to these elders' stories from long ago, because they both went to trial and whatnot, their stories were really horrendous.
Yeah.
And the brother that we met, the last one that was alive, brother Hughes, We met him at the time when Jesse was running for mayor. He was a very kind man, very nice man. And the one thing I remember us even talking to him about was this Tulsa, Oklahoma reparations thing, and how they should have fixed it, and they waited. You say even then, that it was going on purpose. This is on purpose. This is them saying, and this is something that we can look at. They're playing in our face.
Yep.
They know exactly what the fuck they owe. Yep. They know what's due. They know who they hurt, who they harm, how many descendants are with whom and where. And they're doing that. They're playing in our face. They're playing with our emotions. Yep. They're playing with our feelings. And no matter how long we bang the drum and we apply pressure, they're gonna find a way to hold out by any means, by any of their means. Meaning they'll create shit like deficit conversations, studies, whatever it is. And they're playing in our face. And commissions. So right now we are outraged, and it's just an outburst. But it sounds like it's the season to get upset and apply that pressure, because they don't really want to see black folks outside. We're about to be close approaching Black August. Yeah. And that's where we really turn up.
Shout out to the chairman.
So
yes, ma'am.
You hear the fit? What you're saying is absolutely applies to the season that we're in right now, which is we want change and we want it now.
Right.
Now. You know what I mean? So
want money now.
Yeah. There you go. So
like JD Wentworth.
Now. It's your money. You want it now. Can
I offer a real concrete solution?
No,
that has a distinct possibility of working? Okay, just
Go ahead, Sister Hepset.
Shabaka.
Yes, ma'am.
I called in and you opened my mic up and then you didn't let me talk. So.
No. Let Sister Hepset she talk, okay? No, sorry about that, sister. Go ahead, Sister Hepset she. Yeah, yes, ma'am. By all means, what's on your mind?
Okay. But why I had made that comment is because every time someone to the sergeant will make a comment and say, well, y'all just outraging or whatever. So I was just kind of sticking up with the group.
It's all right. We got
their hands. But I do agree that there's nothing wrong with being upset or doing anything passionately at all, right. Especially when it comes to the work, to the Black Power movement and Black man and the Black woman, right. And the unity of us together. And the work that we've been doing for years, trying to help each other. I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't either.
Nope. It's only going to marathon. It's not going to be easy. And we're depending on how old you is, we're still in the beginning, of the work. I'm only in my 40s, so I got plenty of time to really kick ass. Right. You know what I mean? Whereas some of our elders might be getting older. Some of our youngins might be coming into it. So we have plenty of time, and there's a spot in the revolution. Everybody has a part to play.
That's right.
So that's what one revolutionary.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem. Go ahead.
All right, Shabaka, should I unmute Sarge, or did you want to talk before we unmute Sarge?
Oh, okay, yeah. The only thing that I'm bringing here is as we discussed, Sister Hepset and Brother Che and Sister Anaya, and including Sarge, is that we are bringing white America face to face with its hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying? It's because the more that we go out here talking about we shall overcome, we keep banging our head against a wall and keep expecting a different result. So I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. Sister Anaya, just press 1 and we'll put you back on.
And Sister Cat, if you're still in here, put your hand up. You want to talk? Okay. Should we let Sarge out the room?
Yeah, we should let him out of timeout. All right, Sarge, what you got?
Okay, one more time. I'm a nuts and bolts guy. when you have an objective before you, I put together a plan of attack that's going to have a likely chance of succeeding. Everything I have heard here tonight is a complete denial of anything that has a measure of possibility of success. I'm sorry, you've got to think logically and rationally if you truly want to get justice in this matter. Now, if you simply want to have an outlet, you said you were going to let me finish. You said you were going to let me finish. Now, see, you already interrupted me. All right, again. Now, if you just want to express your outrage over this, that's one thing. But it has nothing whatsoever to do with securing reparations for the survivors of this massacre. Nothing at all. Now, I have a suggestion that has a faint possibility of success. Would you like to hear it?
No, Sarge. If it was you and you were in their place, how would
well,
you
there you go. Okay, be my guest. Proceed on your course. Be my guest.
Answer the question, Sarge. If it was you and you were in these elders' place, would you want everybody to give up and just walk away from your reparations place?
I'm exactly saying the opposite, and you refuse to listen.
No,
you're
understand?
not. And don't go to the court.
I'm exactly. You are trying to get. Do you understand that the Oklahoma Supreme Court just dismissed this case with prejudice? You got to start an entirely new course of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Sarge, to the Supreme Court, Sarge. We've already.
And what do you think that's gonna? How long do you think that's gonna take?
Depending on
to the U.S. Supreme. I'm going to say about 100 years.
Now, if you would listen to me, you will hear my suggestion. But you're not listening.
Okay, what's your suggestion, Sarge? Okay, hold on, Brother Taylor.
Whatever you're going to let me know, let me know.
Remember,
okay, hold on, Sarge. You can go on and have your suggestion right now, Sarge. You know what I'm saying? Because Sister had stepped you, had admonished us. Okay, we got Ron Reckon in the chat room. Greetings to you, Ron. You know. Okay, all righty. Okay, now what's your suggestion, Sarge?
Here's my suggestion. There's a little statute in the federal code called common law writs. It's in chapter 16 of the United States Code. I forget the section number. Now, what it allows you to do is to file a common law writ when there is a possibility of irreparable harm if the Supreme Court doesn't hear the case right away. Now, what is that irreparable harm? The death of the survivors because of their advanced age. So what you do is you look up the statute, chapter 16, and you file a common law writ for an emergency hearing by the Supreme Court to obviate the possibility of irreparable harm by the death of the survivors before their case can be heard through the normal appeals process. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you, sir.
Now, I am not saying this is likely to prevail. In fact, it is highly unlikely to prevail. But you guys are the ones talking about going through the courts. You can't go back to the Oklahoma Supreme Court. They dismissed it with prejudice, and no state court will hear it again because of the way they dismissed it. So you got to go federally now.
Sarge, okay, hold on, Sarge. Then every last one of them judges in that court in the great state of Oklahoma need to be disbarred and thrown in jail for failure to give equal protection under the law. You see, this is the hypocrisy about this crap. You see what I'm saying? That's the hypocrisy about it. Now, let's just say, Sarge, Sarge, if the whole U.S. Supreme Court was all black besides Ketanji Brown, okay, and it was all black, and they heard the course, and they said, yeah, the state of Oklahoma, in fact, all the other southern states of the United States, you know, owes reparation to black people, start cutting the friggin' checks. What you would have, Sarge, in this country would be World War III.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Sarge,
I suppose the Supreme Court is not supposed.
Hold on, Sarge. I got a question, Sarge. If that emergency appeal goes through and the descendants passed away during that time, then who would be able to fight on behalf of the descendants that are no longer living?
The answer is They're heirs or they're assigns. They would make an attestment in a legal document designating them heirs or assigns for the outcome of such an appeal in the event they die before it is realized. That's how you do it. Now again, what I'm trying to explain to you here is that the court, look, there's no state appeal that's going to happen. You can't appeal in any other state. So now it's a constitutional issue for the Supreme Court that the Supreme Court has to decide, not on the basis of racial identity, even if they were all black Supreme Court justices, but on the issue of constitutionality. That is the only thing they're supposed to be considering.
But that's not what they consider, Sarge. You've already shown and proved that your boy Clarence Thomas is getting $4 million since he's been in office to take cases for bribes.
Okay.
So if he was bribed, they would take the case.
You're misstating that. You're completely misstating the truth of that. You are. Okay. So now you want to debate. Okay. So now you're saying that this renders Clarence Thomas incapable of making a constitutional decision should this matter come before the Supreme Court. Is that what you're saying?
If he was bribed.
So if he was bribed in this matter, he should be impeached. You've got no evidence of that.
Yes, we do.
He should be impeached if he was.
Sarge. The trial is out of order. The whole court is out of order, Sarge.
You guys ain't getting nowhere with this. You guys ain't getting nowhere with this. I'm telling you right now, you ain't getting nowhere with this kind of attitude. You're just not. You want to make up a reality that does not exist.
Or not.
Sarge. I tell you a reality that exists. Okay, the reality that exists. Sandra Bland's family got no justice. Breonna Taylor's family got no justice.
Okay. You don't want a solution. You want to register your outrage at the racist court system and the racism, the systemic racism of the court system. That's what you want to do.
Hold on, Sarge. Look, Harlan Crow has given your boy Clarence Thomas $4 million, over $4 million, in bribes to take cases, to hear cases at the Supreme Court level and make decisions on these cases. So if he was bribed again to take this case, would he do it? That's what I want to know, Sarge.
Okay, see, now you are alleging facts, not in evidence, not brought up in any hearing. No, and you are stating them as though they are facts. I cannot comment on what you said, other than that it is an allegation based on speculation, and I'm going to leave it there for right now.
Sarge, it was in his FEC report. What are you talking about? It is
so
not.
Wait a minute. So then, if it's a bribe, then they ought to be instituting impeachment proceedings. If it is,
but are they?
They ought to be impeaching him if it is.
Well, if we would all be drunk right now, Sarge.
Well, you see, stating it doesn't make it so. You can state it all day long. You got to come up with adequate evidence of it, and you have not done that. You simply made a statement and said that was a bribe.
I got some evidence, Sarge.
You said that the gifts he took. You're saying the gifts he took were a bribe that influenced his decision in other cases, and that is not the whole.
Yes, Sarge.
I got some evidence. The evidence that I got, Sarge, is that you got a convicted felon who's been convicted of 34 counts of felonies, regardless of the charges, and they letting this fool walking around campaigning to be the president of the United States. That's some evidence. Please respond to that one, sir.
You better go ask the New York State courts about that, because that's why he was convicted. The Supreme Court didn't convict him. What the hell Supreme Court got to do with it?
Something as well. Let's all greetings. Just want
ask the New York State courts why they haven't locked him up yet. Ask them. Don't ask me.
Black Panther Party in the house.
Oh, is that Dynamite?
Yes, sir. Black Lightning in the house with the national chairman, Shaky Imam Akbar, on the line with me too. So I've been working so much and hitting the like we should all do. Hit the field, hit the trenches in your areas, so you can be the first one on the scene with a gangster lean when it's time. You know, when they gangster leaning on the people. Be right on top of it. Now, you know, and that's pretty much what keeps us out there. And I noticed that we were talking about, didn't want to get off of Clarence Thomas, but, you know, it is what it is. I just want to say that Juneteenth, they're trying to steal it and make it as though it's like it's Gay Pride Day, but it's Juneteenth.
Oh yeah, that's a great insult to us on that day of Dynamite.
And it ain't got nothing to do with no Gay Pride. It's got everything to do with the Emancipation Proclamation coming 2 years late, but it came, so that's why we celebrate it for us. You know, and I wanted to say, like we were saying on Black Power Radio, change the narrative. You know, be a role model, because we came from families with 10 kids. You know, we ain't come from no families with no little small populations. So it wasn't like wasn't no rainbow stuff going on. You know, it was mama, grandmama, granddaddy, and all that. So we need to bring black back, bring black, show the men,
right about that,
young
Black
men,
Lightning.
how to be real men. Yes, sir. Black
No,
Power.
you're right
Just want to
about
take me
that.
in the house. And National Chairman, your big brother, Shaky Imam Akbar, he with me too. Black Power.
Okay, all right. Okay, now I want to ask Sister Hatshepsut. Okay, I want to ask Sister. Okay, just one moment, Imam. Okay, Sister Hatshepsut. Okay, ma'am, with your knowledge and what have you, what do you think, ma'am, will be the coalitions to bring back the Black family unit? Is because of this is where the family reunion had originated off of research of where I've done was after the Juneteenth, you know, the so-called ending of slavery, where the Black families was seeking out their relatives that was on the other plantations, ma'am. What is your input on that?
I think that a lot of this that we're talking about should be brought to Minister Farrakhan, because he's very good at pointing out certain things that can be done and helping people, Black people, do to get done whatever needs to be done.
Psychologist.
And I think that we should work together in union for these topics to be brought about.
Okay, all righty, okay, because that's very, very important. Okay, and another thing here too, we see you there, Ron, in the chat room. Feel free to call in. Okay, yeah.
Lady Shay has a question for Dynamite. Go ahead, Lady Shay.
Dynamite, brother, I was trying to trying to message you, but you have too many friends, and it won't let me add you to my messenger. But I said, Brother Che, send you a message through Messenger right now, so I can get a hold of you.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to let you know that I was trying to get a hold of you about something else.
Yes, ma'am.
Brother, glad you're here. I'm glad everybody.
I'm sorry, I've been tired of y'all. I've been wore out after being in the trenches. Like I say, we all got to be our own first responders. You know.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, definitely that part. Okay, because you know of me.
But I'm right there. Y'all got me. You can always reach out to. I mean, Shabaka. Just reach out to me on my line. And National Chairman too. Because we have a big.
Sheikh Akbar.
Yes.
Are you running a petition? Are you you all running a petition to get it overturned? Because I caught the beginning part of what you were saying, brother and sister, but it was real low, and so I just want to make sure I understand. Are y'all trying to get it overturned through a petition like change.org or whatever those are called? If so, how can we help spread the message?
Black Power, National Chairman. That one's all you, bro, sir.
Okay, well, see, don't go for the tricks of the Oklahoma State, anything in the state of Oklahoma, from the governor to the back alley dope fiends, and they'll use that to say that none of us, this is the deal. When those people that are aging out, we thoroughly investigated the case of Oklahoma. And the 2 pioneer citizens that are left, they're praying that they die, and then they promise them in a collective solidarity to give them personal reparations. But not only did they deny them, they used them as a basis to say that nobody else deserves reparations. We're going to deny them,
right?
Nobody
that
else
part.
in the state deserves reparations. To set a precedent,
that part.
To say that
that part.
Especially those southern states that are in cahoots of the majority rule states, when they're empowered, the GOP being empowered around in the right places of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, all they're in coercion or collusion or any other words to say that they're working together to stop me and you. And that's the whole premise, is that we have to use our rallies to rally just like the orange toupee guy is using his rally. And we got to conduct our rallies are already more skillful and effective than the opposition, more effective than Joe Biden, Trump, and what's this other guy? Bernie Sanders, all of their rallies put together. We got awesome rallies. We need the people to swell those rallies up so that we can go in collective solidarity and take our reparations from a state that's not willing to yield, meaning that only 50 million of us that are out there on the front line. And I'm saying to you, to use that 50 million to wedge for your own rights, you'll fare better working with Cornel West. I'm just saying, Cornel West is an Oklahoma specialist. This is what I've been trying to explain to you this evening. Cornel West is the key to getting your stuff to the front line. Win, lose, or draw, as Adam Clayton Powell said, we will have our integrity at the front line working with Cornel West. He's more brilliant than all of those guys put together. And he can at least get our issues get our issues public. We have not made our social political prisoners. Can anybody just mute for a second and give the man a little space? Yeah. Our social political issues and are not on the front line. Our social political prisoners are not on the front line. The activists did what they could. Now we have to go broad. We got to go bigger politics, and that's your opportunity to get it bigger. Because Cornel West don't mind saying reparations. He don't mind saying that the conditions of our enslavement, and these 13th of them was from number 13 through 21. Any of those amendments got to deal with women's rights and then blacks' physical enslavement, black imprisonment, and the woman's rights. But what we're going to do is challenge all of that to write a better constitutional law. And if needed, we can write a whole new, that Constitution, that thing is that long. Don't keep using their statistics. Stop using their law. You come with new law. You have to come with new forms of legislation, a brand new approach, a brand new political identity from the Akibulanian, from the perspective of us coming from the continent, that they even stole the name of the continent. They stole us. They punished us. They sold us. But now they cannot ignore the debt that's on the clock. This is what you must press. The debt that is owed. If America was ever great, it's because we built it. He didn't give himself no credit for building America. Then he owes the debt. We want our compensation. You got to get plain on how you're approaching this thing. if America's ever been great, because we built it. Can we hold the orange toupee guys' testicles to the fire and say, we built this, you owe us. Are you willing to pay the debt? Or are you just using cliches to get an election? Joe Biden,
right.
If he's saying again, if you're not black, we didn't vote, well then what are you doing with those political aspirations of the people that voted you in? The things that we have appealed for. We didn't just go down and cast a vote. None of those black people were not, because they wanted something for that vote. They just didn't give a voice to it. And now Cornel West is giving a voice to the aspirations of the common people, but the aspirations of black people in particular. The aspirations of King, because he came out of that King era. He comes out of King. A lot of people ignoring that. But he's able to articulate our political views, especially on reparations, is what you need to comprehend. And then use Cornel West how you got. If you don't use him, you will soon lose him for sure. So now is the time. You strike while the iron is hot. And I'm telling you right now, the iron is hot. It's Juneteenth Day. I started celebrating early. I started a week early. We roused up a lot of reparations conventions, reparation people. All black people fired up about something. And use that energy, harness that energy, and use it against your opposition today, especially in those legal seats and in those the spots where it counts. You got to hit him below the belt sometimes to get him to go down. Tyson hit a lot of overhead over now, and then he had to hit him below the belt, and they still counted him as a winner. You got to have self-determination. He been hitting you. He been cutting your testicles out, stringing you up. And that's what we want to talk about, the cover-up of the torture of Lewis Field, the cover-up of the torture of Daniel Williams King. Don't let them off the hook. Put our heroes and heroes up front and go on their energy or what they were aspiring to fulfill the vision of King, not the dream of King, but to complete the vision of King and the vision of Malcolm X. We've got to use that, and you got to use it skillfully and intelligently against your opposition and against your open enemies. You got to be brilliant in how you're going at this thing. And stop being a cliche. Stop echoing. We know what the white man has to say on this thing. Stop echoing his statistics.
Yeah. Okay, Shikamal.
Okay. Before you asked us to mute ourselves, we've already met with Cornel West. We got him on the ballot here in Colorado. And said my party has already nominated him for president. The thing is, Cornel West, he is not aligning fully with what the new black media is promoting and pushing. He had an interview with Black Alpha Network about 3 months ago. He was more focused on Palestine than he was about the suffering of our people here in the hells of America. So, if he can get on code, and he can get his website up to par along with his vice president, because his vice president, if you read her section on her website, she has nothing on reparations. Now, Cornel West, he has a section on reparations, direct cash payments. He has a 2-year plan. So, yeah, he is the only candidate that is on the ballot for president that has a comprehensive plan for reparations. I will agree with you on that.
Yes, he met with us on reparations, and he has given a great energy to the activist community. And if we continue, you never know where you're going to land. If you have to believe in your own divine intervention, and don't underestimate the power of divine intervention, and don't underestimate the power that you have to put your opposition or your enemy on their backside. I'll land on that, but all the things you're saying is right and exact. And then we need to get together. We're going to say, sir, we need to really step up that website. Get in there with his workers and stuff. I know he's willing to work cooperate. It's just he has to put something together, and that's what came. And now he can refine that. Take your best Cornel West and make it better. And then every time he gets moved up, we all move up together with a man like Cornel West. And that's what I'm saying to you. You have to use it and take your best to make it better. Say it about that.
Black Power. Yes, I'm one of his electors too, by the way. on one of like
two, two. Okay, hold on, brother Trey, 1 second. Okay, it just came across my desk here, ladies and gentlemen, that baseball great Willie Mays has transitioned at the age of 93. Okay, just putting that out there. Okay, all righty. Yeah, okay, so yeah, let's continue with the discussion. Yeah, I just came across that. They just came across my desk right now. That Willie Mays, baseball great for the San Francisco Giants and the New York Mets, is transitioned at the age of 93. Willie Mays is gone. The Say Hey Kid is no more. May rest in power.
Yes.
Rest in power.
Black power. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now this question here is.
He beat Babe Ruth's record, right? Yeah.
No, that was Hank Aaron. No, Dynamite. That was Hank Aaron. That was Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron transitioned about 2 years ago. I think Hank Aaron. Okay, didn't they say that Hank Aaron died of the COVID or something like that there, Brother Chet? Because
right after he got the shot, yes.
Yeah, after he got the shot. Okay, so therefore they. Yeah, and I'm not going to say nothing on the shot is because if you go against that shot, they got a way of shutting you down. So I have no comment on that shot. Only thing I'm doing is that as we doing this broadcast, when you hear me here sipping, man, I'm not sipping on no booze, man. What it is lime juice. You see what I mean? No, because they're not going to come up there and give me no jab. No. Not at my age, they ain't. Okay, Sister Hepset too.
Fighting a big issue in Atlanta, I think, on that.
Okay.
They got the Krispy Kreme donut right there on. I think it's Ralph Abernathy and along in that area, the west side of Atlanta.
Okay.
But
yeah, I've been through the ATL once in my life.
Outstanding player, and he'll always be remembered. He broke the ice in many places, but he couldn't sleep in the hotel. That's the thing that we should put on record, that because of
yes, sir.
The greatness, they suppressed the greatness of Willie Mays. And
yeah, exactly.
When you try holding them accountable from Willie Mays to the outhouse to the reparations, we need to hold them accountable at every turn in the road. Say my.
Yeah. Then and then we got 20 minutes left. Okay, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, this episode was interesting. Okay, we had Ron Reck in the chat room. He left the chat room. You know, Ron was welcome to call in. You know what I'm saying? And Sarge, what happened to Joe Gibson, Sarge?
Now look, I can barely account for myself. Now you want me to account for Joseph Gibson? Are you kidding? I don't know. Ask him. But one more thing I'd like to say here. One more thing I'd like to say here, and that is this.
Yes,
I noticed you guys made no discussion whatsoever about a legislative decision, a legislative action that could get around this judicial decision, much the way that the 14th Amendment was created in order to get around the Dred Scott decision. Do you understand? You didn't even talk about that. You didn't even mention it.
Hold on, Sarge. Tell you what, Sarge. We'll talk about it. Get your boy Pianki on the line. Get your boy Pianki on the line.
Man, why are you holding me accountable for these people? And I can barely account for myself with you guys.
They are heinous.
Hey, don't hold me accountable for Pianki and Gibson. Damn, I'm having enough trouble by being accountable with myself.
Be careful your political bedfellows. You know what I mean? You lay down with a dog, you get up with
all right, but look, I'm just telling y'all, y'all want to consider a legislative solution to this. Like I said, much in the same manner as the 14th Amendment was promulgated to get around the Dred Scott decision by the Supreme Court. That's how they got around that decision.
Because you were not listening. You must have been talking when I was speaking earlier about the use of the city, making use of county boards and city council to get it alive in the local. That's where it has to work strong to local and work its way into a national or federal situation.
Okay, there you go. See, there you go. See, there are ways to do it.
Speaking when I'm speaking, see, I let you talk, but now you got to cut me off when I'm saying to use these county boards.
No, go ahead, Imam.
Skillfully and effectively to push the issue of reparations. Use the county board and your city council meetings to push the issue of city. You can get a member of city council to immediately put a piece in action. Any place dominated by we the people can have a reparations potential by a city council member being in favor of it and get a vote.
Okay, like what they're doing in California.
Washington, D.C., we have a favorable reparations piece on the table in D.C. So you can do it. All you have to do is go into those council meetings at the county board and city council levels and find your way to the legislation to make it a state, and then get your reparations start pouring in. Then you go collectively with your national and pull your reparations on.
Okay.
Oh, my mouth.
Yes, okay, yeah. Because I think Dr. Bay said something to that effect there too, Imam.
Yeah, he was on beast.
See, nuts and bolts. What I tell you, nuts and bolts, man. Stop with the outrage. Start working on nuts and bolts.
Sarge. Over the years, Sarge, this is one of the few civil conversations that you and I have had. You know that,
we usually have civil. What are you talking about? We don't call each other names.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Now, Sarge, you know, and I know, on Joe Gibson's platform, I know you're not responsible for him.
You're damn right I'm not.
Okay, and on a whole bunch of other platforms, Sarge, you know, I've been called everything, man, but a child of the Almighty. But, however, it comes with the territory. Okay. Now, the reparations, we're going to keep it up in their face, okay? We're going to keep it up in their face, okay, until they cut the friggin' check, Sarge, okay? Because America has a debt, okay, that is owed. It's $900 trillion. Now, as who was the brother of Sheikh Imam Akbar? Okay, I believe it was the brother out of California, man, that you familiarized myself with, where the brother had got up there and stated, man, is that the Federal Reserve went and stole all the money out of the Freedmen Bureau's banking system and then had the audacity to turn around and say it was their fault. You know what I'm saying? And then, Sarge, can I ask you a question, Sarge?
Out there. You up to put it out.
Yes, sir. Now, let me ask everybody this here.
And Bob Johnson, he's ready in your face with a trillion right off the break. But if they're $50 million, and $50 million is a down payment on our reparations move, and 5 more acres,
yes, sir.
We're demanding states. The Constitution guarantees us the state. If we cannot find the justice and equality in the manner that we should be treated, then we have the right to appeal for a state, demand a state, and get it. South Carolina, multitudes from Georgia, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., Virginia, will all be claimed by us.
Yeah.
And we can work that out. You got to use your self-determination and your collective solidarity to bring it about.
Yes.
So Kingsville wasn't there either until somebody decided to unite. Like Daniel African president decided to recruit like a black nationalist, like a black revolutionary, and got the people to stay black together. They can talk about little white boys, little white girls, but Daniel Alfred King was uniting the black folks, getting them on board.
Right.
There you go.
Right. And then to prove your point even further, look what they did to Adam Clayton Powell.
Black Power.
Okay, look what they did to Adam Clayton Powell.
The congressional representative. When he left, when they booted him out of the Congress, what did he do? Come on, Sarge. What did Adam Clayton Powell do when he got booted out of the Congress? Be honest. That's right. What speech did he deliver immediately in California? It was called Black Power and Black Revolution.
Exactly.
You can't ignore that fact. He said, we don't want any more than what you have, but we're certainly not willing to accept any less than what you have. He said, we want black or black from you, what you have stolen from us, Adam Clayton Powell. And when we get that, he didn't say if we get it, there's your self-determination. When we get it, we will have our self-respect. We will have our dignity, but certainly we will have our integrity. And when you got your integrity, you can demand reparations and get it. Power to the people.
March side by side with you or through you.
Okay,
Damn right.
well,
We want no more than you have, and we won't accept any less. That's Black Power.
I just like to say that there is a process for creating new states in the Constitution, but no state can be admitted into the Union unless the Congress agrees to it and the state legislature from which the new state is to be made agrees to it.
Did we get a
so
chance?
both of those conditions have to be fulfilled
Question
under
the
the
state?
Constitution.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge.
Did we get a chance?
They say politics,
Get a question
a
the
carpet
state?
bag and wagon kind of guy. What does that make you, Sarge, at the end of the day? You gonna put a naysay on that too, right? Well, we tell
I didn't put a naysay, sir. I just gave you the process. I didn't naysay the idea. I wanted to clarify what is necessary to get it done.
The trail on the issue. All of those naysayers have been dealt with. There's a dozen charges out there that we got to confront.
Okay. What do you think? How do you think West Virginia came into being? How do you think West Virginia was part of Virginia? It got formed from Virginia. That's how it works. But it's got to work according to the constitutional scheme if you're going to cite the Constitution.
Who was the black governor in Virginia, sir?
A black governor has to go through the legislature and Congress. It doesn't matter what his color is.
Black governor of Virginia. I asked the question. That's why.
That was
His name was Douglas Wilder.
Douglas Wilder. Why did he get it? Because of self-determination people like me went door to door for Douglas Wilder.
Yeah, and he was still bound by the Constitution.
And I'm telling you something straight up, that you don't see the vision because you're not looking at the right. You are blinded by the trees in the fall. You can't see the fall.
No, and you want to cite the Constitution, then you want to ignore it where it's convenient.
You come from the naysaying end, and I'm trying to.
No, I'm not. I'm citing the Constitution, and you're ignoring the fact that I'm citing the Constitution while you cite the Constitution. How does that work?
That's what
how does that work?
Flip you to the positive position.
Wait a minute. How do you cite the Constitution? And then I merely outline the mechanism, and then you accuse me of being a naysayer. How does that work?
You pull up on the naysaying end and sound like you happy when the naysayers win.
Okay, see, now it's interpolation. Now you're interpolating what I say. Okay, whatever.
You just so happy.
Okay, whatever.
Make you happy when the positive, when we win, when we the people win.
Look, sir, I'm not a cheerleader, okay? I don't believe in cheerleading. I leave cheerleading to people who train for it. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm a realist.
Every other end that he was there with we the people. Just show up with the people. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, again, I'm not a cheerleader. I am a realist. I live in the real world. That's where I live. That's where I've lived most of my life. And that's where I intend to continue to live.
Are you saying the rest of us live in a dark world? You the only one.
I'll say you live in an alternate universe. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We know real.
Okay, Sarge.
You got to believe in real work, Sarge. You got to do real work, Sarge, in order.
If you're going to cite the Constitution, you're going to at least say, well, this is what we got to do to do it. Because you said the Constitution gives you the right to apply for a state. That's what you said.
I'm showing you how to win with a losing hand.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever. A win-win. But
you're the one that cited the Constitution giving you a right to apply for a state. And I merely said what it requires to get it done.
We knew what we were up against. You explained it as though we don't know what we're up against. You give us.
Well, it sounds to me if you didn't. It sounds to me as though we make the application and voila, we get a state. That's what it sounded like to me.
You need a new attitude. You need a new attitude.
No, I'm going to keep living in the real world and be aware of what I got to do to win. I'm going to keep being aware of what I have to do to win.
Every time orange toupee and wooden toupee and hear that, they smile all the way to the bank. I'm saying to you, you got to get in there, cut in with we the people, so we can win together.
Look, I'm not going to make that alternate reality.
Because we didn't win a political battle, but we all winners. And
I'm sticking with nuts and bolts because that's what holds everything together.
Sometimes you be surprised what you met when Doug Waller was waiting tables, but he became the governor and lived 4 years in the term and landed on Al-Kibu land. You may call it Africa, but I know it's Al-Kibu land. He won for Al-Kibu land. He won for those people in Virginia that were expecting the hell of your superheroes in the military.
Okay. That bonsai spear didn't work very well for the Japanese. Bonsai!
The Japanese were bombed.
That didn't work too good for them.
It's because the greedy people here, driven by greed, bombed the Japanese and never sent 1 ounce of help for the environmental protection agency to prevent the cancer prevention in those regions of Japan, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan.
And the Japanese killed 3.5 million civilians in World War II. They killed 250,000 in Central China after the Doolittle raid. Don't give me this stuff about the Japanese.
We know what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When we gonna resurrect what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Come on, son. When we gonna do the
See, now, you got him on that one right there,
every time he brings up something, I respond to it, and he doesn't respond to what
I didn't ask for a response. I asked you a question, sir. What Sergeant Akbar gonna do to resurrect, to relieve those people, the black people in Tulsa, that they can have no hope, that nobody cares about, nobody is out for them. What are we going to do to reach out to the citizens of Tulsa?
The first thing I'm going to do,
the first family, and somebody tell them they can't get reparations. Yeah, the citizens of their families.
Get them. We were there when there were 3 survivors. There were 3 survivors when we were down there, and we pushed for it, and they promised the people they were going to do it, and then they turn around and wait a few years later, and then turn around and try to say, no, we didn't say that. But they did say that because we were down there in full force in Tulsa for the bicentennial of Black Wall Street, as a matter of fact. And Biden, they were like, everybody was coming down there. The president was coming down there the next day, you know? So,
real talk. And you see what we're saying now? There are thousands of relatives. We don't think it's no handful of people. There are thousands of people who descended out of those people. We the people. You got to paint the real picture of what they did. Took the federal government to co-sign to get those airborne to drop 10,000 houses with firebomb, brothers and sisters. Come on, over some old allegation. Over some old hoodwinking, eye-winking, reckless
In other words, and no disrespect to the lady that we have on here.
Well over 3,000 or 5,000 people killed, man. And then numerous ones were injured. And then the psychological damage, you're not even weighing the punitive damage that's still in Tulsa right now.
The United States Air Service had nothing to do with bombing Tulsa. The United States Air Service had nothing to do with bombing Tulsa. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing.
Now, okay, we got real talk for real people in the chat room. Okay, greetings there to you, real talk for real people. You got us on our last 3 minutes right here, and it's never a dull moment right here. And if you want to call in real talk for real people, man, please call in within the last 3 minutes. But also too, we're going to turn it over to our sister Hep Sapshoot and let Sister Hep Sapshoot, have the floor for a minute, because she's been very, very patient. Okay, Sister Hep Sapshoot. Ma'am, you have the floor, sister. You've been very, very patient, so we yield to you, sister.
All I want to say is that amor, paz, y feliz. Love, peace, and happiness. Let's keep that up no matter what we go through in life, what we're dealing through in the struggle, what we're going through with our brothers and sisters. Keep up with love, peace, and happiness, and love for God.
Okay, Sister Hep Sapshoot. Okay, Ashe indeed, Sister Hep Sapshoot. And ma'am, and as you can see, there's never a dull moment here. You know what I mean? For some odd reason, Shabaka'S Blacc experience enhanced. attracts all this controversy. But however, though, and this is my closing statement, Brother Che, and I'm going to turn it over to you, is that there is no change without controversy. I don't care nothing about what these Yassa bosses says, Uncle Tim Scott, Brain Dead Negro Eric Adams, Brain Dead Trick Brandon Johnson, Karen Bass and London Bridge with their bird brain selves. What it is, Black family, all we got is each other, okay? And we must do for self, okay? Because how are we going to go out here and unify with anybody else when we got a whole bunch of disunity amongst ourselves? Now, Sarge, I'm going to unmute your mic. Sarge is Sarge, okay? What can be said? You know what I'm saying? And I'm very sorry that Dr. Bay couldn't join us tonight. I was hoping that she would have been available, but more power to Dr. Bay. She has her hands full on what she's doing and what have you. And then on that there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to mute myself out because, these 65 years is catching up with me. And also, too, Sarge, my invitation is open to Joe Gibson, and I know you ain't responsible for Joe Gibson. And I notice he hasn't been calling. We know Joe can't take the heat right here because, it's going to be about 110 degrees, I think, sometime next week.
Hey, we about to go into overtime.
And we would like to see Joe out here in Las Vegas in this heat. And he's got to leave his sunscreen at home, okay? Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm doing my closing comment now, Brother Chen. Then I'm gonna step off the studio, man, and let you handle the.
Right. I know. Yeah. Black Power. Hey, Black. They tell you. Oh my God. Stop me. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Sister Hapset. What is your closing statement? Oh, okay. Well, thank you, sister. You're always welcome on our platform. Thank you for coming. Moving along. Lady Shay, what is your closing
I
statement?
just want to say, Black Power, I'm glad everybody got to come on. I'm super, super excited by this conversation we had. And I look forward to taking it more onto the StreamYard and to the YouTube audience, whatnot, on our other platforms. I'm very, very, very happy. We had a pretty good show, so it's pretty exciting too. And welcome back, Dr. Shoesbay.
Yes.
So it's I feel pretty excited. Black Power, stay black, stay dangerous, stay happy, and let's get to work. I think too, this is the year and the season that we need to dust off our black nationalism and really hit them heavy with the steady amount of pressure that is actually going to affect change. That's what I think right now. Thank y'all.
Thank you, ladies. Okay. Sarge, what is your closing statement? Sarge. Yes, go ahead. All right, Sarge, thank you for your closing statement. Brother Sheik or Dr. Truth Bay, whichever one of you, or Dynamite, whichever one of y'all want to go first. Black Power. Yes. Yeah. Less. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Black Power. Thank you, Dr. But yeah. Mhm. They were. Yep. Yeah. Black Power. Please send me the link to the show. That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. That's right. All power, Black power. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Yeah, so justice was denied, but we are still going to continue to demand our reparations. This is just one example of many of the atrocities that have been brought against our people and continue to be brought against our people. And this is why we are demanding $900 trillion for past, present, and future atrocities that have been brought against our people and continue to be brought against our people. I want to close with this. Van Hughes lived in an apartment building, senior building, up the street from me, called Kappa 2 Towers. And I and Lady Che had the opportunity of meeting him before he passed here in Denver, Colorado. Literally 2 weeks. Literally a week or two before he passed away. And he was in very good spirits, and he was in support of my campaign for mayor, by the way. And we had lost another gentleman around that same time. What was his name? Bruce Gibson. We lost Bruce Gibson that same weekend. So they're trying to wait us out. This is what they do. It's like they try to say, "Oh, nobody now is was a slave," but we can all, everybody on this line, can trace our lineage back to slavery here in the United States. We had ancestors, great grandparents, grandparents that were sharecroppers, some that were actually slaves. So they're trying to wait it out, Black family, and we can't give them the satisfaction. We got to continue to apply that pressure, like everybody has said on here. And if it means we got to go all the way to the Supreme Court and the International Court of Justice, so be it. But this debt is going to be paid. The injustices needs to be right. You need to right this wrong, America. Especially if you're talking about how great you are and you're not going to right this wrong, then you're not great at all. So thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced, Season 8, Episode 49 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced, where we discuss the situation in Oklahoma with the all-white Oklahoma Supreme Court not compensating the victims of the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921. So join us on Friday for Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase at our regular scheduled time of 8 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. in the East. So, and Lady Che should be going live here shortly on the RBA, on the Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube. So make sure y'all check that out. And like and subscribe to all of our platforms, Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook, the Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube and Facebook, and of course, Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced on Facebook and Twitter, now X.com. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Keep your heads on a swivel, Black family. We are definitely at war. This is an example of many, and it's time we start waging back. So, Shabaka, what do you want to go out with? Ship ahoy. Thank you for everybody that tapped in, everybody that called in, everybody that was on the StreamYard. We appreciate you. And Black Power, peace. Yes, Black Power.
We're right over there.
Black Power, good to see you. Myself. I missed it. See y'all later. They take you on live here shortly. Love, Light, Reparations, and Separations of Black Economy, Shane Palmer, Leslie Benningfield Randle, for House, Colorado.